Jarvis, drop my needle.
Hello, this is the hardcore legend Mick Foley, and if you are interested in listening to idiots, you came to the right place. Have a nice day.
Woo! That's an attention getter.
He's a very strange young man.
He's an idiot.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
Oh my God, he's an idiot.
You know, of course, that you're out of your jurisdiction.
Personally, I think you're an idiot.
But that's the evidence in the car.
But I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
Always like to keep my audience riveted.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, friends and fiends, and welcome to Free Range Idiocy, the podcast about everything, but mostly just the stuff we like. Well, kids, it's safe to say that Marvel has righted their ship for the moment and seem to be steaming in a rather healthy and profitable direction. Spider-Man Brand New Day has made more than $1.67 billion. That's billion with a B. $billion globally after 2 weeks, and is probably going to cross the $2 billion mark this coming weekend. It is now the fourth biggest movie in the MCU behind Endgame, Infinity War, and Spider-Man No Way Home. Which is all well and good if you own Disney stock, but for us hoi polloi, it's about whether the flick was any good and did we manage to get any of our predictions correct. Well, let's find out together in this episode 259. It's a brand new day. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
I'm your Uncle Todd, and with me, as always, the man who reached his own important milestone this week by consuming his 10,000th pound of steak. He has been my partner in Idiocy for over 2 decades, and will probably start mooing halfway through this episode. I give you the man, Big Ol' Tim.
I moo now. Greetings and salutations, my friend. How are you?
Half man, half Holstein. I'm doing pretty well for the shape I'm in. How about yourself, sir?
Carve out what I want and ride the rest home. Dennis Leary, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis Leary.
As much as I know he stole from Bill Hicks, No Cure for Cancer is an amazing comedy album.
God.
It
So
really is. I only eat cows from cows with voice boxes. Cows they have in Virginia. Just the energy of it. It's just like this momentum that keeps gathering in a lot of those jokes. It's great.
Yes, absolutely. I'm doing well. How are you, sir? What is your state of being at this time, Captain Saw?
I am being as I've been. That's about all I got to say about that.
Well, there we have it. It's how it's been, and how it was. There it is.
How it is, how it was, and how it shall be.
Bingo. I'm doing well, and excited to get into it here. See if I can accrue a few more points.
I have not looked at any of these. I'm thinking this is going to be a train wreck. I have a feeling that whoever wins here is going to simply be the least loser rather than the actual winner. That's how because
the least not smart person.
I was watching the movie, and somewhere in the back of my head, like I was trying to remember some of these. I'm like, I don't know how much of this we actually got right. We predicted very little.
But we got 40 to get through, my friend. So
I know.
Hey, as we get into it here, it's funny when you talked about the box office for Spider-Man, because when we ended our Week in Geek Wednesday, we ended it on the sad note for DC that they are taking it in the nuts. Let's just call it what it is.
They are it's a good old fashioned prison pounding over there.
It is, and Supergirl apparently didn't even outperform the 2004 Batwoman movie. But hey, have no fear, ladies and gentlemen. Spider-Man Brand New Day more than covered the difference on that one.
So actually, I came up with you remember Ted Lasso season 2, Carol of the Bells.
Yes.
And Roy, and we're dealing with Phoebe's bad breath.
Yes.
And we have Keeley is talking to Phoebe after Roy has smelt her breath. And he's like, I think you might be dying. and Keeley's talking, and Roy behind her back is like, oh.
Yes.
That is what I picture it's like at DC after getting the returns from Supergirl. Is like there's just someone in a chair in an office just going, oh.
Yep.
Like I want to vomit, but I just can't.
Yep. 100%.
Oh my gosh. Terrible. And the other part of that is, how glad is Sony that they decided to hand over the rights to, not hand over the rights, they still hold the rights, but they've allowed Marvel. They finally got that deal to go through with Marvel. Because remember when this was all going about, like there was at one point the deal was hanging in the balance where they were going to take back the rights or whatever. Sony would be like criminally negligent to their stockholders if they had gone back on this deal or had never allowed this to happen. Like, not only is this the fourth biggest MCU movie, but another Sony movie, friggin' No Way Home, is a third.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have made so much money off of these Spider-Man movies just by essentially telling Marvel, like, hey, you do this, you do this, you do this, and just give us our money. Yep. Such a smart move by Sony. After, like, you know, kind of making some, like the Toby, what the hell's his name there? Toby Maguire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
They did all right, and then they kind of things went a little wacky with the third one, and then you had Andrew Garfield, and like once the MCU got rolling, like this was the smartest move they could have made. Like, yeah, just let them play with our toy. We'll keep the rights. That means we keep raking in money, and we'll let them do this because they're making a butt ton of money. And we've seen now with Madam Web and the other movies they're trying to do, like they don't know how to do this. So they are so glad that they finally were just like, yeah, you guys are a money making machine. Just take Spider, just bring them back clean and pressed and folded, and that's fine. It's like a rental car. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, phenomenal. Well, we're going to move from the the non-performant Supergirl to Spider-Man Real and Jabroni.
Yes.
Before we get into the Real and Jabroni part, though, sir, what were your thoughts on this movie? You just saw it over the weekend. I saw it last weekend.
Yeah.
And
thank you for holding off on even trying to tease me with any possible spoilers. I do appreciate your discretion. I know part of it was because you were busier than like a one-arm paper hanger. So
I was, but mostly it's out of a sense of when you're the champ, you understand the responsibility you have to maintaining decorum, professionalism, and honor through it all. And so
one of these days, I look forward to you actually achieving that level. No, I thought this movie was fantastic. Like this was
nice.
This was such an interesting way to go with this next direction for Spider-Man. And it was a great way of maintaining a little bit of that innocence that is the key to Spider-Man's character at its best, and especially as Tom Holland's version of this character, but also adding layers and seeing the wear and tear on this character and putting him through the ringer, and yet managing to come out the other side.
Yeah.
It was really well done. I felt like they really treated this character well, and it was a really great movie. Like I enjoyed the character arc. I enjoyed the storytelling. Oh my gosh, some of the cinematography was like, as a person who doesn't like heights, I'm like, I don't know if I like this or not.
Yeah.
We're going off buildings way too many times, but it was very visceral. Like just it, a lot of what you were seeing, I was like, okay, we're kind of this movie is shot a little bit differently. And I liked it. I liked it. Took some chances, and it stuck the landing. So two thumbs up for me. I'm looking forward to going and seeing it again on the big screen, which I don't do very often.
Yeah,
but this is a movie that I will happily fork over another few bucks.
Yep.
What'd you think, sir?
Yeah, no, I really, I thought it was interesting to see, and I had forgotten, like, so. And we'll get into this with the Real and Jabroni. So did Peter actually get bit by a spider in earlier movies and it just never took hold?
We never saw it. So that's the thing. Like in the first Spider-Man MCU movie, Spider-Man Homecoming, he's already Spider-Man. Like we don't get the origin story, which was one of those things where it's like, oh my gosh, this is so interesting that we don't get the origin story of Spider-Man, which in a way makes sense that we kind of know this story. We've seen it a couple times.
Yeah. So I thought the evolution was interesting. I thought, kind of seeing how he's been living, the fact he leads a very isolated and lonely life.
Oh my gosh! Like the one woman who, like the girl who recognizes him in the apartment, and she's like, "Hey, don't you live on my floor?" And he instantly changes.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Whoa, okay, we're in different territory here." And then I'm like, "Wait, is that Gwen Stacy? Maybe not." But yeah, that was kind of.
She did kind of look like Gwen Stacy.
She did,
absolutely. Yeah. But for the record, not identified as such. So just
yes.
Saying. But no, I thought it was a good story and a good kind of take on kind of where he goes from here in a post Aunt May world, in a post world where he doesn't have his close friends with him in the same way that they were before. In some ways sad that he's kind of been observing their lives and keeping up with them, but not being able to really experience anything with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you get to the point of the shadowy figure who is kind of manipulating him and playing with him a little bit with, his desire to be close with MJ, to be close with, his buddy there. And so no, I thought it was a really good, focused, grounded movie that definitely served as a nice sort of transition point, because we kind of, and we'll get into this in the Real and Jabroni, but we do get into some mutant shenanigans, and we start to get to a place where we're seeing like this movie serves as a nice transition ground to start kind of introducing mutants into the universe, which we get with the reveal of Jean Grey, who we're all well aware of, played by Sadie Sink, from Stranger Things, by the way. So yeah,
I love how you point that out. Like when it comes to some things like this, like Stranger Things and Game of Thrones, because I haven't watched them, you almost act like you're part of the production staff, like you had a hand in it instead of you just watched it.
I am.
You always have this little smile on your face, like, oh, Stranger Things. Like,
absolutely,
dude, you just sat down and watched it on Netflix. You didn't write it. Calm down.
I maybe have mailed in a few ideas here and there. So, I'm just saying.
And did they use any?
I think so.
Oklahoma?
I think so.
No, you didn't. You're a lying liar who tells lies.
I don't lie. But very much enjoyed the movie.
You just spraying the truth? Is that what we're talking about?
Sorry, what?
You just spraying the truth?
I put forth the truth. That is who I am. I am the truth teller, the soothsayer, the man, the myth, the legend. If you need me to put it over my shoulder again, I will call myself the world champion of fantasy football one more time. If you
I think we just need to move on before
the Count of Monte Fisto. No, I'm sorry, that's Apollo Creed. Excuse me.
All the things that I could say right now, and yet I'm not.
I'm proud of you.
Maturity, ladies and gentlemen.
Such restraint.
Hang on, let me have another sip of my medication.
Please do. But no, overall, enjoyed the movie. Thought it was really good. Went and saw it with my son. Yeah, we both thought it was a great outing, and it was great to see, kind of this, step forward for the Spider-Man character. Curious to see where things kind of go from here. I like that it wasn't like a neat and tidy ending where it's like him and Jean living together and blah, blah, blah. Like she's doing her thing. He's,
Huh? You said Jean. I thought
Jean Grey.
Oh, okay. So you're thinking that they were going to be like,
well, okay. When he made the comment to her about, she's like, I have no one. And he's like, well, you have me. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Was he taking her in to like be a companion, like not romantically, but just to be a friend?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they would be together, but she's kind of off going somewhere else now.
She's heading to upstate New York, where Xavier's home for the school for gifted youths is.
Bingo.
Gifted youths.
the Utes. The interesting thing coming out of this, though, and I wonder if this is going to end up playing a role in Doomsday or in some future Marvel movie or content, is the fact that he did create the suppression chip for this as a means for himself, and now it's that technology is kind of out there and used on Banner, used on Gray, and so do we start to see this becoming a tool that was intended for an innocent Spider-Man sort of controlling his mutation or whatever is happening with him, to now turning into the handcuff that is going to now threaten all of the mutants that exist in the world. So time will tell, we will see. But overall, I thought the story was well done. Like I said, grounded. All of these movies, have a great grounded story to them. And this one, about him working through kind of his loneliness and the obsession with the job. And, and ladies and gentlemen, what the Punisher, what's his full name?
Frank Castle.
John Bernthal, ladies and gentlemen. My God. I mean, this guy saved Spider-Man. And I love that back and forth with him at the end where he's like, "Are you crying?" "I'm not crying."
They're and I love, again, another thing that is like off screen, like we don't ever really get the details of it, like the Staten Island thing.
Yep.
And even as they're talking back and forth, like you still don't quite get the picture. Like, wait a minute, who's more right?
Yes.
But I love how Spider-Man has that over the Punisher. Like he saved the Punisher at one point, and the Punisher's Frank is just unwilling to admit it. But it's, oh my gosh, so good. Yeah.
I told my son one of the funniest parts about the Punisher in this movie was a couple different times, Peter calls him and they're on the phone and he's yelling at him about something. And just at some point, Frank's like, "Yeah," and just hangs up, I just love that aspect of him where he's just like,
yes,
yeah,
yeah. He is like, there's a crotchetiness to the Punisher,
that's right.
Which, I mean, if you know his backstory, if anyone has legit gripe to be, crotchety, it's Frank Castle.
Yeah.
But just the way that it comes out is like, especially around Spider-Man, it in a way it's because we definitely see his trauma a lot more in the Netflix series, in Daredevil, things like that. Like here though, like I almost liken it to like animals.
Mm-hmm.
So like you see, for the most part, like I actually feel like there's a trust level that you can have with animals, because animals seem to have this innate understanding of like creatures that are smaller than them or the same or whatever. Like Happy and Marco will fight, but they're not like actually biting each other. They're like they're kind of like gumming each other in this weird sort of way. Like, I could bite you. I could literally rip your neck apart right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Not now. And they'll do that. And I've even seen it with like, big dogs and little puppies, like, or whatever. Like they kind of have this knowledge of like, okay, I have to treat this way and I have to act differently because it's not an equal. And Punisher kind of has this in a way with Spider-Man, even though there's times when he's definitely doing stuff that's like, dude, you're almost going to kill Spider-Man. But it's in this other way of like, he understands, like when he sees Peter without the mask, he's like, you look about how I thought you to look.
Yeah.
There is this sort of thing about him that you can tell, like Frank was kind of pulling his punches a little bit with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's a kid. Like, he has this understanding. And I love that dynamic between the two of them, because it is like this older, younger kind of mentor sort of thing, but it's so different than Tony Stark. It's like if Tony Stark were ultra violent and just drank a lot of black coffee, that's what that would look like. And
I just love when Peter and MJ are walking through his like booby traps,
oh my gosh, yes,
approaching his place, and he sees that it's them and they have that exchange. And at the very end, "All right, we'll make your way forward, but watch out for the claymores so you don't blow yourself up." Or something.
I don't want to be picking pieces of you up for like the next 3 days or something. Like, oh, it was great. It's one of my favorite parts of that movie. And I had a lot of favorite parts of that movie.
So I got to ask you about the ending, because it occurred to me well after I had seen the movie that so we go through the sequence at the end, and spoilers, if you haven't seen the movie, you may want to stop listening right now because we're about to give away the ending. But Peter goes and has that handshake moment with Ned, and the last moment, Ned kind of looks up and he's like, Peter, and that's where the movie stops, and you're like, oh, the spell must be broken by virtue of them doing their like they start to do their special handshake, and that somehow unlocks Ned's memories or something like that. And then we get to the post-credit scene, which is just basically the Spider-Man tracker showing like Spider-Man like off in space or something like that.
Yes.
I kind of wonder if, and knowing that Doomsday is going to involve to some degree incursions, is this basically just a timing coincidence that happens where is it possible that Strange's spell breaks when an incursion starts to happen with Earth 616? Because again, he cast the spell to stop incursions that were happening because of what Peter wanted, what Peter was trying to do. And I'm kind of curious if it has less to do with what happened between him and Ned, because that's how I walked out of the theater thinking, is like, oh, okay, something about the handshake must have like jogged Ned's memory or broke the spell or something like that. But then I got to thinking, well, wait a minute, this spell was done in service of stopping an incursion or a couple of incursions from happening to Earth 616. So if now incursions are happening again, is Strange's spell basically broken at this point? And that's why Ned remembers him.
I mean, it could be. I would hate to think. I mean, first of all, like you could, if you wanted to, hand wave this away in a way that, like, we do know that for, I believe like Alzheimer's, dementia patients, like people who have older folks who have lost faculties, muscle memory is a very powerful thing. And there are people who, they kind of reemerge. Like if they were a pianist and you set them down in front of a piano and they start playing, like the person kind of reemerges because the muscle memory brings back so much with it. So, I mean, and granted, I'm a little bit of that as horseshit and a little of what I've remembered and stuff like that. But hey, you want to go Google this and, read all the papers from New England and, Journal of Science, go right ahead. I'm just a schmuck with a podcast. You could utilize that as a way of like, that's how the memory comes back, of like, it is sheer muscle memory of them doing that. They did it so many times. It was so closely tied to who they were as friends and stuff that it breaks through this magical spell. Like there's some things that are just so innate in us that it doesn't matter what you do, they will reemerge given the chance. I would hate to think that they're going to then use this as a way that like, oh, and here's how Peter Parker screwed up the universe again and has completely tweaked the multiverse. That by doing this, that then Peter has broken the spell. Now he's another, again, the reason for, multiversal incursions. I think that maybe it could be a simultaneous thing, because we know that Doctor Doom is a technological character, but it's infused with magic, which is what makes him so powerful. Is it's technology married with magic.
Yeah,
it could be that he is the one who is manipulating this and breaks Doctor Strange.
Could be. Yep.
Or it could just be that Ned just happens to remember, and he's the only one. Like, who knows? It's an interesting story point. And I would have to imagine that if Spider-Man is off-world like that, it's either got to be an incursion from another multiverse, or somehow Peter ends up in space again, which that's not uncharted territory. We've already seen it in Infinity War, so it could happen. I don't know. I don't necessarily know how to read that, because I think there's a couple different ways that you could go with that, depending on how much you want to torture Peter Parker. And at this point, I'm like, have we ragged on him enough? Like, isn't it time for a new whipping boy in the MCU, at least for a movie or two? Like, what about the chin? Lay it on him for a little while. Give Peter a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we will see.
Yeah.
We will see. But overall, I think we're both positive, bullish, 2 thumbs up.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And
2 thumbs
fireworks
up,
behind
cheap
us.
up. Apparently mine not working. So it's just
there
the
you
thumbs
go.
up that aren't working.
Apparently
Weird.
so. Oh, there you go. There you go. Got some fireworks.
Whatever fracking AI is working. Apparently there wasn't enough water in the friggin' power plant. Whatever.
All right, sir. Are you ready to get down to business?
Oh, God. This is going to be a bloodbath. Let's do it.
It could go either way. I have not looked at these either, so I am going to be just as surprised as you are with however this goes.
Son of a bitch. The first one right off the bat is
all right, ladies and gentlemen, our first section, in or out. Who is going to show, who is not going to show in this story, and we're off to a roaring start. Number 1, the hooded character Peter is fighting against is a young Jean Grey. Uncle Todd said jabroni. I said the real. It is the real, and I get the point.
He's the real.
Thank you.
That's a rough one to start off with.
+2. Dubious start for Uncle Todd right here. Dubious start. All right. Our second one. Oh, sorry. Were you going to say something?
No, I'm just bemoaning my own being in the hole already.
All right. Our second one. Kingpin serves as the movie's primary villain. We both said jabroni. That was jabroni. I think we each get +1 on that.
Okay.
As much as I don't want to give you any points, but you know how it is.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding.
Do you have this to tabulate, or are you going to have to go on your fingers and toesies to get all this?
This is not in a spreadsheet, so I will have to add these up, and then I will enter them into our spreadsheet that keeps the overall score.
All right.
This
ought to be fun at the end of
number 3, Black Cat makes her MCU debut. I don't know who Black Cat is. Neither did Uncle Todd. We said jabroni. And that is correct, so we each get a +1 on that. All right, number 4, Miles Morales is introduced, even if only briefly. We said the real. That was jabroni. So we are...
Were you thinking it was the detective's kid for a minute?
I did.
For a split second?
I did, yes.
Especially when they didn't use the name, when he was like,
yes.
What are my kids' names? I was like...
I was waiting for it.
It's the dad who's the cop, but maybe they're swapping this thing up, and dad's at home and he's the nurse and the mom's the cop this time around. Like, who knows,
All right, let's see. Oh, number 5, Spider-Gwen is teased in a post-credit scene. Uncle Todd said the real. I said jabroni. That's a big old jabroni. I'm going to get another +2 on that one. Thank you very much. All right, number 6.
I feel like I'm gonna be like which it was Ocean's 12.
Yeah,
that moment when Rusty realizes his phone got stolen
and he makes that face.
I feel like that's gonna be me most of this episode.
Kind of. All right, number 6. Scorpion returns in the film's beginning as a jobber to Spider-Man. You said jabroni. I said the real. Kind of want to call this the real. All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the vote of confidence on that one. All right. Number 7, Vulture makes an appearance. We both said jabroni. That was jabroni. We each get +1 on that.
Poor Michael Keaton. If there was one movie he should have come back for, skip Flash, skip Batgirl. Should have come back for this one.
Yep. 100%.
Oh, well.
All right. The one that Uncle Todd and I both fell for, Mr. Negative, which I love that name. Mr. Negative.
We both fought on this?
We did. Is one of the film's villains.
And the thing is, we recorded this as a Weekend Geek, so we were both relatively sober.
We were.
Oh, dear Lord.
Jabroni!
Oh, yeah. The mysterious, number 9, the mysterious hooded figure is ultimately revealed to be Mr. Negative. We both once again said the real. Jabroni. That was a big old jabroni. We fell for the Mr. Negative rumors. That was not good. That was not good at all. All right, the Prowler, Aaron Davis, returns with an expanded role. And the Prowler, of course, is from the Miles Morales episode or storyline there.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. That is a jabroni. We both said jabroni, so we both get a +1. All right, number 11. The Hand serves as the primary criminal organization throughout the movie rather than Kingpin's forces. I think this is jabroni, but I said the real on this one. Technically, it is the real. The hand was the group that he fought at the end.
No, they're not the
he
primary.
was part of Damage Control, which, by the way, I love the fact that they're called Damage Control. Right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, Damage Control's been around now for quite a while.
No, but I'm thinking Damage Control from WWE. I just thought it was kind of fun.
No. But no, they're not the. How is this worded? Hang on a second. Let me go over to it because I haven't been looking at this. Hand serves as the primary. They're not the primary criminal organization because if anything, they're jobbers at the beginning, and then they're part of Damage Control, and then they are possessed.
Who is the part of the primary criminal organization? So technically, through association, the Hand is serving as the primary criminal organization throughout the movie.
But the thing is, it's one of those deals of is what Damage Control doing morally wrong? Yes. Is it illegal? No. It's one of those deals like you go back to is slavery morally wrong? Yes, emphatically, period, the end, full stop, as our European friends would say. Has it been legal at times? Yes. Doesn't make it morally right. So in this case, are they a criminal organization? They're not. They're actually they are part of the government. They are of
Damage Control is a criminal organization.
They are not.
They're morally corrupt.
They are morally corrupt, but that does not mean that they are a criminal organization because they are technically on the side of the law. They are operating within the confines of the law.
I gave you the +2. Can we move on?
We can.
It was jabroni. So you got +2.
Hang on a second. It's not official until Jabroni! There we go.
Number 12, Daredevil appears in more than one action sequence with Spider-Man. We both said jabroni. That was jabroni. That is a +1 for both of us. All right, number 13. Sadie Sink's mystery character is secretly a mutant rather than a traditional Spider-Man character. You said jabroni. I said the real. That is the real, ladies and gentlemen.
Not only a mutant character, one of the mutant characters.
An Omega level mutant character.
And showing it off here. Oh, my good Lord.
Yes, indeed. She let it fly and let it fly with some stank on it. So the movie introduces another mutant besides Sadie Sink's character. We both said jabroni.
Jabroni!
That is jabroni. So we each get +1 on that. All right, and then our last in or out rumor, number 15, a member of the Young Avengers appears to recruit Peter for a future mission. We both said jabroni, and it is jabroni. All right, let me tabulate up where we are at this point.
Oh, we're going to do this in segments. Okay.
I'm feeling pretty good about this. So let's see. Uncle Todd, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so you got 9. That's
you need to take off your shoes for this one? You going to be all right? All right. 2,
3, 4, 6.
I'm waiting for you to get the abacus out.
10, 11, 13, 14.
Perhaps an Etch-a-Sketch.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, after section 1, a man they called him 15.
Oh! I think you added that wrong, sir. That can't possibly be correct.
Please, then go back and...
Hell no. Be adding it up. We'll be here all night.
I have 8 points by the time we get to number 6.
Put this in a spreadsheet so Excel can do this for us.
10,
These are the things 11. That AI should be doing.
Oh, good Lord. 15-9, that's where we are as we enter into What's Up With That, our rumors about what this movie will be about. All right, here we go. Doctor Strange appears to help deal with the consequences of the memory spell. Uncle Todd said jabroni. I said the real. It is jabroni. So he gets the points.
Neither hide nor hair of Doctor Strange.
Venom's symbiote finally bonds with Peter Parker. Uncle Todd said the real. I said jabroni. There you go, Mr. Pitt. Jabroni! Make the face because it is jabroni. I get those 2 points back.
Don't put a negative in there. Don't put me further in the friggin' hole. I don't need any help with this.
All right, Peter's...
There's a great bit where Jackie Mason does this whole thing about finding the real, finding the real you. He's like, what if I find the real me and he's worse than me? He's like, don't I make enough of myself already? That's how I feel here. Like, you don't need to give me negative points. I'm doing poorly enough on my own.
Indeed. All right, number 18. Peter's mutation is linked to an X gene rather than solely the radioactive spider bite. You said jabroni. I said the real. I think it is the real.
It is jabroni, sir.
We don't know that it's not linked to an X gene. It could be an X gene.
Okay, so we're gonna put a hole in this for 5 more movies, and you're gonna come back?
Yes, I'm gonna retroactively get my 2 points. Fine, I'll give you the points.
Don't act like you're being all benevolent here.
I am being
it is the
benevolent
fact
here.
of the matter, sir.
Yeah, I'm being benevolent here.
Oh,
all right. Number 19. Peter's spider abilities continue evolving throughout the movie rather than changing all at once.
I would have to go with the real. And the thing is, I'm actually not looking at our picks here. I'd have to go with the real on this one.
Yeah, I'd go with that too. So we both said the real on that. So
it's out of control, and then he learns to control it.
Yeah,
which to me is an evolution of it. So,
yeah. The story, number 20. The story focuses on Peter returning to neighborhood level crime instead of multiverse threats. We both said the real.
Mm-hmm.
He's the red.
Or as Flo would say, small potatoes.
Small potatoes. Yeah, she was great, by the way. I thought that was phenomenal. Gosh. I love him, like, basically getting down to his skivvies and still wearing the mask. Like, that was great. That was great.
I love the fact that he's like, oh, that really is your office. Like, she's hanging out at the baths.
Yep.
You know? And I love the detective. Like, oh, you went to see her? Yep. How was that? Well, my skin feels great.
Yes. All right, number 21. Peter struggles with the emotional cost of allowing everyone to forget him. We both said the real. I would say that was part of it.
That is the layup of this entire thing here. Like, gee, you think?
Indeed.
Excuse me.
Peter's new powers are actually making him stronger than previous MCU versions of Spider-Man. Would you say that's the real? All right. We both said the real on that one, so we each get a point each. Let's see, number 23. The movie introduces Oscorp into the MCU for the first time. We both said the real. That is a big old jabroni, so no
They were
points.
this close, though, because MJ is talking about a big soulless corporation. I was waiting for some, like a letterhead, a mention, because it feels like, because actually, what did she, so she was studying, something that she was studying like genetic engineering or something like that before she changed to, what was it, like because it was something related to like him blocking the mRNA, whatever, and so then she's like, oh, I studied that before I changed over to this other equally as difficult major.
Yes,
because everybody is smarter than me.
All right.
So it would actually kind of make sense if she was being recruited by Oscorp, because it was another one of those like wicked smarty pants sort of things.
Indeed. Number 24, Norman Osborn exists in the MCU, but is completely different from the version seen in No Way Home. We both said jabroni.
Jabroni!
I kept waiting for Norman to be her boyfriend. Which could still be the case, because because I sat waiting for the post-credit scene, he is just the boyfriend. So, although it seems weird that they would just like cast a schmo for that one scene, and then if they're going to make him like Green Goblin or something, kind of seems a little weird. So probably not.
Nope.
I talked myself into and out of that in about a minute and 20. That's pretty impressive, don't you think?
It is. Very impressive. Moving along, number 25. Peter gets a new apartment that becomes his long-term MCU home. We said the jabroni. I don't know. I think it's real.
I kind of feel like this. Well, so the long-term home, I'm not entirely sure about, because he seems to be getting awful chummy with Ned and MJ.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but nothing actually happened in the movie, so you can't say that.
Yeah,
that's right.
And we can't tell long-term either, because it's not like they flash forward 5 years and he's hanging out in the same dump. So
Fair enough. So 0 points for us on number 25. We both said jabroni. It was the real. Number 26, the Daily Bugle plays a larger role than in any previous MCU Spider-Man movie.
Jabroni!
We both said jabroni. That was jabroni. We're going to go +1 on that. Number 27, the movie introduces the black suit, but saves its full storyline for a sequel. Uncle Todd bought this one hook, line, and sinker as the real. I said jabroni. That is jabroni.
It felt like we were so close. It really did. I was waiting for like when he did the whole, but I can control it thing. I was waiting for all of a sudden like this thing to happen or something.
Yeah.
And it didn't. Oh well.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
This is what you get for going to the movie by yourself and leaving your daughter behind. So,
as Celine Dion said, my heart will go on.
Indeed, she did.
Unless Caitlin puts a pillow over my face tonight.
Well, that could happen. Number 28, Spider-Man is hunted by multiple criminal organizations instead of a single supervillain. You said Jabroni. I said the real. That is...
Jabroni!
No, that's the real. Come on now. He was hunted by the Hand, Damage Control.
He was not hunted. He was the hunter.
Well, that's fair.
He was the one going out and taking out the trash, dude.
Well, I had other thoughts on that, but
I know you did. But you know what?
Okay. Peter begins mentoring another young hero for the first time. We both said Jabroni. That was Jabroni. And +1 for both of us. So at the end of...
If anything,
What's
he's
up with
mentoring
that?
Frank, which is kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, so not younger than him. But all right, let's add up Uncle Todd's points here. So let's see, 9 and 2. Let's see, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, and 22. Man, they call Tim, let's see, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25.
Oh, we're in recount territory here.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. All right, our last section. So here we are. Man, they call Tim is up 26 points to Uncle Todd's paltry 22.
Oh, you know what? Actually, hang on.
I love saying this while you're pouring your drink. It's like, hold on a minute. I'm involved in a very precise operation over here. I cannot respond.
Well, the other
now
thing
I
is,
can.
I've been waiting for a break so I can go pee. So actually, hang on a minute here,
All
and
right.
I'll collect my thoughts, and we can hit the final home stretch. That's what I was looking for.
Sounds good. All right. Yes, sir.
A few moments later.
All right, sir. Section 3.
All right.
What do we got?
When the man comes around.
When the man comes around.
All right.
Here's
MJ
the
begins
fucker.
remembering Peter before the credits roll. We both said the real. That was the Jabroni.
Damn it.
No point.
Jabroni!
I do really like how they treated that. Like that was like the fact that you got the false, the magical kiss that makes her remember, like, oh my gosh, that was so cruel. So cruel. And then to have her do that whole thing of like I should have this conversation with Peter Parker, not Spider-Man, and all of that. And you kind of get like this, we've seen MJ evolve to this person who, like, it's not so different. Like I can literally draw a line from Homecoming to here and be like, yeah, this is totally how I could see this person growing up and becoming this person. And it all makes sense. But then the way that she kind of softens to him, it is also so MJ like.
Yeah.
I loved all that because it was tough. It was torturous. It hurt. But then at the same time, like there's also this part of her that was always kind of had this soft spot for Peter. And after a little while was able to let him in, even with whatever guard she had up. So I did like that. Like there was that consistency part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Number 31, Ned Leeds remembers Peter Parker before the end of the movie. Uncle Todd said Jabroni. I said the real.
I know.
Rollin'. Keep them doggies rolling. Rawhide.
Hubris will be your undoing, sir.
Number 32, Bruce Banner remembers Peter Parker. Uncle Todd said Jabroni. I said the real. That was the
Jabroni!
You really think you're going to sneak this one by me? I mean, come
I'm
on.
not sneaking it. I just figured I would try.
You were totally trying.
There was no sneaking. It was simply an attempt. Attempt.
Hey?
Number 33. Attempt number 33. The ending directly sets up Spider-Man 5 rather than another Avengers movie. We both said Jabroni.
Yeah.
Jabroni!
That was Jabroni.
Again, we'd have to like put a pin in this. Like, remind me.
either way, we're going to get equal points, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Number 34, the final scene reveals the MCU's Norman Osborn. We both said Jabroni. That was Jabroni. So actually, you know what? Last one. So this, we get the points. We got it right. I don't know why I didn't. +1. There we go. All right. Number 35. Haha. No. Peter obtains the black symbiote during the final act. Uncle Todd said the real. I said jabroni. Jabroni! That's a big old jabroni. Give me another 2, baby. There it is. All right. Number 36. Daredevil and Spider-Man agreed to continue working together in future MCU projects. I love how this one's worded as if the two of them can agree on some sort of future, MCU story. Yes, I agree to this 2.5-hour film.
Have your people call my people.
That's right.
We'll do lunch.
All right. We each get a point for that because we both said jabroni on that. The movie ends with Peter finally finding balance between his personal life and his responsibilities as Spider-Man. Did we?
I kind of feel like...
Did we really?
I don't know. Did we actually see it in? I feel like through the attitude of Peter Parker, I feel like we did. But I mean, if you want explicitly, in a way, actually, yes, because he doesn't go against what the detective is saying when there's a robbery in progress.
Mm-hmm.
He does stay sidelined for his health. He, instead of grabbing another bouquet of flowers, which apparently he does every other day to go see May's grave, he pauses and he goes over and talks to Ned. I mean, even before that, when he's just sitting and playing Legos with Ned and hanging out at MJ's apartment, it seems like he's already kind of balancing that more. So if you're asking me,
he's the red.
And I'm not even looking at what I had for an answer.
You have a vested interest in getting this right,
dude. Okay, then I still think it's the real. I could screenshot this for you and show you how I have this overlaying.
In protest, these 2 points are in protest.
You can protest all you want, sir. I had no idea how I answered it.
Uncle Todd said the real. I said jabroni. He called it the real. I don't believe it is, but apparently he's going to try to throw this in his ballpark. All right, number 38. A post-credit scene reveals the formation of the MCU's Sinister Six. We both said the real. That was jabroni.
What did I just
no
do
points
here?
for either of us on that one. Are you going to call it jabroni? I need the official Sheiky call.
Hang on a second. I was trying to send you a... I'm trying to send you a screenshot of how I have my tabs set up here because of my limited screen space on my laptop. So yeah, it's a jabroni. It is jabroni.
I was playing a violin for your limited screen space. I'm kidding.
I'm not whining about it. I'm just saying I'm literally not looking at the questions nor my answers.
All right, number 39. The ending confirms Spider-Man will have a major role in Avengers Secret Wars. We both said the real. I think this is jabroni. There is no confirmation that he has a major role in Secret Wars.
There isn't, but there's definitely confirmation that something is amiss. So, yeah.
Sure.
What are you saying it is? It's jabroni.
I mean, I could make up a story that Peter just roams into a rocket that happens to fire off into space. I mean, it doesn't mean he's part of Secret Wars. You know what I'm saying?
It's as legit as Picard season 2, but yeah.
Well, fair enough.
Any chance to kick that dog when it's down?
I know that was kind of random. Where did that come from, Picard season 2?
Just because I still have an inordinate amount of hatred for Picard season 2.
That was a fine season with a great ending
awful.
to it.
It was
wonderful.
It was
wonderful.
Awful.
All right, number 40. The final shot mirrors the ending of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man with Peter swinging confidently through New York as a true, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That was jabroni.
That is, yeah.
We each get +1 on that. Number 41, the final post-credit
Gosh,
scene.
there's more? How many of these did we do?
We did about 60. So
it feels like it.
41, the final post-credit scene introduces a villain who won't be paid off until Spider-Man's next trilogy. We both said jabroni.
The final post. We've gotten used to like mid-credits and multiple post-credits. Like, dear God, what a bunch of like Veruca Salts we've become.
Indeed.
I want it now.
Number 42, the ending hints that Peter could be part of the MCU's mutant saga. We both said the real. I would say this is jabroni.
Well, here's the thing. Like, granted, we both answered, so it's either +1 for both or minus. I actually think that he would be, because we've had this major story with Jean Grey.
Mm-hmm.
He literally let her inside his head. And it is that helps her to kind of heal enough to back away from where she is at.
Mm-hmm.
And it is Peter making an almost, the ultimate sacrifice for her. And then she essentially keeps him alive. Like, it would be very weird if there's no further interaction. Like, it would be very weird if Spider-Man is not part of the X-Men in some small way going forward, just with the amount of interaction that he had with Jean Grey here. So I kind of feel like it's the real.
I feel like we need to put the pin in this one until we can see what actually happens.
Oh, then just call it jabroni and give us whatever. Pick. I'm fine.
I'm going to say
same
jabroni.
points. Okay, go right ahead. Here, we'll make it official.
Jabroni!
Thank you very much. Number 43,
Wait,
the post.
Does this make me Adam Pearce? It's not official until I press the button?
Quite possibly. I
Nice.
mean, that's what you made it out to be until you hit the button. Number 43, the post-credit scene teases the X-Men rather than the Avengers. We both said the real. This is jabroni.
Jabroni!
It teases nothing.
And the last rumor, number 44,
boy,
believe it or not.
Just by the sound of your voice, this is bad news for me. Son of a Seabiscuit.
Brand New Day serves as the bridge between the multiverse saga and the mutant saga.
It's a new day.
Yes, it is. We have both said jabroni on this one. I think this is jabroni.
Now, what's the question again? I'm sorry.
Brand New Day serves as the bridge between the multiverse saga and the mutant saga. We don't even know if there's going to be a mutant saga.
Well, I think it will.
Or if it's going to be framed as a mutant saga. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm going to go jabroni because, I mean, it's...
Jabroni!
Who knows? We waited so long for the friggin' on-ramp to the multiverse saga when we were supposedly in the multiverse saga, and we're still kind of waiting because... Yeah. Anyways.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, tallying up the final points for this one.
Oh, hang on a minute, folks. We got to get the abacus, the calculator, and his toes.
Here we go,
out.
Uncle Todd. So as we enter into this section, it was 26 for the man they called him, 22 for Uncle Todd.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start with Uncle Todd. So it has 22 points. Let's see, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32.
Kevin McHale, I'll take that.
All right. Man they called him has 26. Let's see, 28. 29, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a prison pounding by the man they called him on Uncle Todd, 36 to 32.
It's not a prison pounding. That is not. So the thing is, I had my screen scrolled up and I missed that first +2 you had. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no. Now I see it.
Well,
tell him, Hawk.
Here's where we land. So now entering in the scores. So it is. Let me just
considering how badly I thought our predictions would go, the fact that we were that close to each other,
yeah,
even though we were so wrong overall, I'm still pretty happy with that. Like, I'll take that. As I was watching it, I'm like, I am so freaking toast.
All right. So in this year of our Lord 2026,
yes,
entering in our score of 36 to 32. The current point totals at this stage in the middle of August, as we enter into
Oh, for
The
God's
third-
sake, would you get to the freaking point?
As we were midway through quarter 3,
Circling around the airport, land.
about
Land,
to
you
enter
son of
into
a
quarter
bitch.
4.
Land.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me pontificate for a moment.
God.
The current score is
Thank you.
Uncle Todd.
What is your problem tonight?
I love how the mic went flying off screen.
What is your problem tonight? Just get to the end. I feel like friggin' Humperdinck in The Princess Bride. Man and wife. Say man and wife.
That's a good one. All right. Oh, my God. All right. Uncle Todd.
Yes.
Sorry, I got to catch my breath here. One moment. With 130 points for the year. 130 points.
Yes,
well done.
Heard
Sir.
you twice the first time.
The man they called him, 145 points. He is up by 15 on Uncle Todd.
Okay.
We have a few events coming up here in the future, and we will adjudicate those and see if Uncle Todd can catch the man they called him with his pants down. I don't know.
Well, if I had chosen to swallow my pride and my good taste, I could have been 2 points closer considering the Baron Corbin and the Roman Reigns match and my ratings, but I felt it was a moral imperative for me to express myself to the degree in which I did.
Thank you for that.
So overall,
yes.
I mean, how do you feel like this kind of fits into the MCU? Do you feel like now we're
I feel like this is the calm before the storm.
Yeah, like do you feel because the thing is like Fantastic Four, I think we both agreed was a good movie.
Yes.
But I don't think it generated this kind of hype, this kind of excitement. Like I feel like this is the movie that kind of springboards us into Doomsday that really builds a huge amount of momentum.
Yeah.
And they kind of needed this, really.
Yeah, in some ways. I mean, it it's funny you say that, but then at the same time, it was the movie that had the least to do with all the crazy multiversal stuff we're about to get into. So it's kind of like the grounded story before the fantastical story that we're about to get.
I mean, well, yes, but it also, honestly, it deals, aside from Loki, it is the most multiversal, kind of strand in all of these stories because No Way Home dealt with like, oh, well, what happens if Spidey's from other multiverses? What happens if villains from other multiverses show up at Earth 616,
Yeah.
Whereas, aside from Loki, it's all been kind of like very, maybe theoretical. And we kind of allude to it. It's like, for God's sake, how many veils do we have to have drop here before we actually get to the thing that we've been talking about? So in a way, like, yeah, it's the most grounded, but it's also dealing with the biggest multiversal incursion that we've seen in a movie and also the effects of that. So it's in a way, like, even though it is very grounded, it is kind of like, this is one of the most multiversal movies that we've dealt with. Cause now we're dealing with like the real implications of this, almost in a way, like, of course, Endgame was dealing with the direct result of the snap, but in a way, like the moments where we see like Yelena dealing with what happened at the snap, we see Rambeau's daughter,
Monica Rochambeau.
yes, like those moments dealing with that, like those were the most, oh my gosh, it's kind of the dealing with that aftermath that is the most telling. So to me, like this resonates very strongly in the multiverse, even though like we're not really dealing with it in any way directly, but because of the dealing with that aftermath and the emotional aftermath of it, there's a very deep resonance for me there.
Okay.
And
I need to see Doomsday and Secret Wars to see if that plays out, because I do think his evolution is going to mean something in one or both of those movies, but it is hard to say what that is at this stage. We have to see the movies to know.
Yeah. And I also like how they've evolved the characters. Like Ned is a different person than he was when we saw him, you know, in the first couple movies here. MJ is a different person, you know, Peter's a different person. Like there wasn't a lot of extra characters added in here. Like it really revolved around Peter, Ned, MJ, Frank, Jean. And Banner to some degree, and then the head of damage control to some degree, and then the detective to some degree. But really, the core of the movie is those, and even Frank to some degree is kind of like he's barely hanging on to the edge of being like one of the central characters. You know, it's kind of like the way he gets pulled in at the end that really cinches it up. Like, okay, well, yeah. He's protecting Peter and, you know, all of this. By the way, one of my him like jumping up and down wearing the Spider-Man mask so that Peter can like sneak out of the hospital.
Yes,
is so great because he's making like the Punisher noises in the room, like like he doesn't know how to like play.
Right.
Like that's the only way he can do it. Like, you know, underneath the mask, he's making the Punisher face of like sheer ferocity. And everyone's like, "Oh, it's Spider-Man!" And he's like, "No, that's a dyed-in-the-wool killer. He's killed approximately 1,000 people."
Mm-hmm.
And all the kids like, "Yay!" There's something about that just was like, this is so twisted when you really think about it.
Yeah.
That all the kids like, "Yay!" And it's like, no, he still has blood underneath his fingernails from the 5 people he like strangled.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Oh man, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Doomsday is going to bring us. And
indeed,
and if there is any mention of Spider-Man, or if, like you've said before, it's going to skip directly to Secret Wars. So that'll be interesting.
That will be interesting. It will be interesting.
Any final thoughts from you, sir?
No, I'm good. It was a good movie, grounded movie. It gets us going toward Doomsday and Secret Wars, and I'm excited to see Doomsday and where this is all going to start heading toward. You know, we're aware of a big twist coming in Doomsday, so I'm kind of we don't know if there's going to be a big twist, but I would imagine there is one if there's going to be a companion movie that follows it. So kind of curious what that's going to be.
It would make sense, yeah.
And and what role Spider-Man will play in that. We will find out. But he is definitely operating at another level after this one. So
yeah. Oh my gosh. Like again, like seeing him deal with the organic webs and the and all of that stuff was like, okay, this is getting a little intense.
Yes. But I'm excited to see. You know, I think we're going to have to see Doomsday and Secret Wars to look back at this one and see how this kind of fits in, and if it's, you know, this key kind of stepping stone into those movies, or is it more of kind of a subtle, you know, nod to them based on you know, what Peter's role is moving forward in it. So I'm excited to see.
Yes. And actually, a thing we didn't mention either, Banner is now in a psych ward.
That's a good point. Yes.
Which
Peter, is like, Bruce Banner. Yep.
Yeah. What psych ward do you put the Hulk in that is actually effective?
I don't know.
Kind of frightening.
A little bit.
A little bit.
All
righty. Well, now any more comments? We good? Okay.
Nope.
What do you
I'm
got?
More than happy to move on to another thing.
What? Oh shoot! I just closed the outline. That's not going to help me.
Oh,
now, sir, what do you have for recommendation for our viewers and listeners in and another thing?
Got a crackpot staff over here.
I misclicked. I barely ever do that. Calm yourself down, sir.
All right.
Slow your roll.
All right.
What's your recommendation here? What is it, like cinnamon rolls or something here? What do you got?
Not at all. This is for those who come and visit the downtown Chicago area. I would recommend Robert's Pizza and Dough in Streeterville. It's a neighborhood of Chicago. It is not that far from Michigan Avenue, and it is a lovely tavern-style pizza sort of place. It is not deep dish; it is tavern style. Went there with some coworkers this week, and
was this the Coors Light incident?
This was not the Coors Light incident. This was the lunch before the Coors Light incident.
I see. Okay.
But no, tried. I'm trying to think. We had I think it's a prosciutto. God, what the hell else was on it? Prosciutto. There might have been like a hot honey sort of thing on it. And then we also got a margarita pizza. And yeah, very good. Very, very good. We also got a meatball sub that we kind of cut up in. There was like 4 of us, and so we kind of cut it up into quarters because we just most of the people had not been to this place before, and they wanted to try it. And there was like 6 of us there, 4 of us split it, and we tried it, and oh my god, the meatball sub was amazing. Oh,
I was so ready to give you so much crap for making a meatball sub an appetizer, but then I got angry at myself that I've never thought of that. It's brilliant. It is actually a great way to turn a main dish into an appetizer, because you have the meatballs to delineate where your cuts are, and then it becomes it's a little mini sub.
But to be clear, we didn't eat it as an appetizer. It was brought with the pizzas, so it was all part of the meal.
Well, but even so, like, it could definitely function as an appetizer.
Sure.
And I'm all about that. That sounds delightful.
It is. It is. So would highly recommend this restaurant if you are in the Chicago area and are looking for something that is not deep dish, that's a little bit lighter, but want some authentic Chicago pizza. Come on in and try this. Robert's Pizza and Dough, phenomenal, and it's great view right along the Chicago River. Do check it out, and you will not be disappointed.
Excellent.
What is your end another thing, Seth?
My end another thing is a little bit of a tribute to the YouTube hole that I went down the other night. This is Dr. John, who is a phenomenal treasure of New Orleans music, and it was a session musician for a long time, and kind of broke out on his own, and this is his biggest hit, if you will. Dr. John performing Right Place, Wrong Time back in 1996 with Eric Clapton on VH1's Duets. It's an interesting performance because if you've listened to, of course, the album version, the album version I think was recorded back in the 70s. So it's a very different version that you get here. Clapton's guitar is way too high in the mix, which is, he's definitely kind of the name here. If you watch this entire show, this is a show that VH1 did back in the day, back when, music was a thing on music channels. And they would take 2 artists and put them together, and they would perform, their various hits. And really, this show was very slanted towards Eric Clapton, and it was Dr. John, very much a supporting player. And it's I get it, but at the same time, it kind of sucks, because really, there's only one other song besides Right Place, Wrong Time that is kind of links up to Dr. John, and that's St. James Infirmary, which I believe is also a song that Clapton had covered on one of his blues albums. So it's kind of like half and half at best. So the guitar mix being high in the mix is like, okay, I get it. Like, we really want to feature Clapton, and of course he sounds friggin' fantastic, because that was one of Clapton's greatest gifts, is that he just sounds phenomenal. His tone is amazing. He is so tasteful of a player that it is a pleasure to listen to what he plays. You know what I mean? But it is also worthwhile for Dr. John Mac. What's his? Oh my gosh! Hang on a second. Let me just get his real name, because he definitely deserves that. Dr. John Mac Rebenak Jr. So when they come out, so if you watch this video, there's kind of like a little behind the scenes sort of thing as they're doing the credits and all that. And then when they do this funky sort of walk on music. And so Clapton and Dr. John come walking out. Man, Dr. John comes strutting out on the stage like he is the only star in the building. Like, everybody is there for him. And I'm like, that is why he is so cool. He is the epitome of cool, of like, yeah, man, they're all here for me. And it's like, they're not, but God bless you for being that guy. And then there's also just from a musical standpoint, the subtle differences between this, like the changes in the chords, the differences in the bass part. I might actually link another version of this because it's there's a 2012 version, of course, without Clapton. But you can kind of hear a lot of the parts a little bit differently, and it's very interesting, like the way that they extend the middle section and the different changes of the horn parts and also the bass parts, just to add so much flavor and depth to a song that at that point, when they played this, the song is 20 some odd years old. And by the time you get to 2012, it's 30, 40 years old. Like, but to be able to hear something new in it is kind of really cool. So I just love that about this version, and also the 2012 version, is you kind of get this thing of like, you've heard it, might have heard it on classic radio or whatever, or YouTube or Apple Music or whatever, and then you hear it played live, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. One of the other great things about this show is that it closes out with a version of Layla. And of course, at this time, 96, we'd already had like the second version of Layla from Clapton Unplugged. So we had kind of that version plus the original one where we had Duane Allman, who kind of played on that one. This is kind of the third version of Layla that is much more of a rock song. And then there's actually a fourth version of Layla where Clapton played with like the Wynton Marsalis's band and did like a very down kind of like tempo jazz, New Orleans jazz version of Layla. So there's like I love these different ways of playing a song in distinctive iterations. So that's just a love of mine. But anyways, definitely check those out, and go ahead and dance around your living room if you want. Pants optional. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our show for this free range idiocy. There you go. I can't tell if that's Oba or Rick, but either way.
I was trying to do the Rick that you do, but I don't have enough depth in my room here to walk toward the camera. So
what you need is like one of them walking pads that people use in their TikToks and all that. See, there you go. Yeah.
It's better if you do it, but
get down on it. Thank you for joining us on this Free Range Idiocy Friday. You can go to freerangeidiocy.com and find all of our episodes. You can subscribe to many of the podcast purveyors out there. You can go to youtube.com/@freerangeidiocy for full video episodes on our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and follow there as well. We are on the social medias on Instagram and Facebook. Oh my gosh, he's going to fall asleep right now. And if you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, send those to tim@freerangeidiocy.com. And he'll get back to you ASAP forthwith, if not sooner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to turn this show over to the least idiotic member of the show. Granted, there's only two of us, so it's not a high hurdle to clear, but he does with aplomb and with a spring in his step. But not before I ask the second most important question in all of human history. The first, of course, being what is hip? The second being, what in the high holy frack did we learn this episode?
We've learned the following, my friend.
I am always so happy when you have a list.
We have learned that here at Free Range Idiocy, we are bullish and highly supportive, and very much have enjoyed the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie, and would recommend it to those who have not seen it. Yeah. In this case, Uncle Todd went and saw it without his child, and
son of a bitch, I knew you were going to come back to that.
And we have learned, that he prioritizes himself over his family.
Here's the thing. Like, I feel like Joe Pesci in My Cousin Vinny when he's, why are you wearing that ridiculous suit? He's like, well, I have my other suit, which I know you hate. So I'm wearing this thing for you. I literally went and watched the movie yesterday because I knew that we had no other topic for Free Range Idiocy Friday.
We could have just had a brainstorming session. And,
I get it, but I wanted to deliver some entertainment for the people. So I went out and I saw it.
Oh, the savior of the people.
Don't you besmirch me and belittle me. I shan't have it.
I apologize.
Anyways.
Do go on.
No,
about the wonder that is you. I'm encouraging you. What do you want from me? What do you want for nothing? Rubber biscuit.
Bow, bow.
Very nice. We've also learned that the man they call Tim, once again, has Uncle Todd's number when it comes to your own jabroni. But we will see if Uncle Todd can pull out some Miracle Max sort of magic toward the end of the year to come back from a 15-point deficit and claim victory. Oh, good Lord. We've also learned that Spider-Man, key part of what is coming or so we think, with Doomsday, Secret War, and potentially the Mutant
You're
Saga.
speaking awfully authoritatively there. I'm like, he's got inside info.
We've said it across the board here. I just figured I would call it out.
This is where I find out that Tim all of a sudden has a couple shares of Disney stock, and he's wired into the mainframe.
And we've also learned that, by God, the gentlemen here at Free Range Idiocy, we can get a neat and tidy episode done in right around an hour and 15.
I actually have some more thoughts that I'd like to insert in here.
You just stop right there. It's bedtime for me.
I feel like Coach Beard and Beard after hours. Oh, and as for the nature of humanity, I have some thoughts.
All right. Well, with all that being said, we thank you again for your listenership, for your support, for your downloads. And as we close things out here on the range, be safe, be healthy, be kind, be good to one another. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. The range is closed for now. See ya.
I like a Mussolini.
It's like I picked the wrong week to quit drinking.
You're such a disappointing pair. I prayed so hard for you. Get out. And don't come back until you've redeemed yourselves.
Indeed.
So what do we talk about for like the next hour? This is gonna be
We're
the
not.
hour.
I'm going to
show.
bed. I'm going to
not.
bed.
No, you're
I'm gonna
not.
get up early and go to the downtown to the office tomorrow.
Oh, where?
Oh.
Where? I need to be well rested for my corporate overlords.
I do. Thank you very much.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
I am.
Now get the hell out of here!